Some of you already know me, Dénes Zarka from Budapest University of Technology and Economics. I'm an electrical engineer and for a long time I'm an instructional designer, started to deal with distance education, e-learning, and this is a very old, you see the bar, it's a little bit whiter now. In fact, I live very close to the university, so I go there by bike from 2000 on. So, and I use Dutch bikes exclusively. This bike, yes, I see we are in a very important part of the presentation. So this is a locomotive DRM bike, and it is very old, so my son is using it, and I have a newer one, an Ultra, okay? Are you satisfied with it? Okay, so we will continue the presentation. So now for 5 years, I'm leading the university's adult educational part, which is Engineering Further Educational Institute, and there we are doing basically two things. One is dealing with adult educational, further educational short cycle courses, but we also haven't finished the researching and practicing of distance education, e-learning, and the research in these fields. A few words about how the idea come from to make projects with open badges, from which I will talk about. We discovered using Moodle platform that there are functions that we don't understand. That were the badges part. So we started to discover and play with the badges, but we also experienced that there is a big rise in open badges. And mostly in international conferences around 2015, realized that we get badges, we didn't know what to do with them. And also we realized that there is a big transformation in this industry, so very quickly we saw changes. So once we have learned something, it changed very quickly in half-year time. For example, we started to use the Mozilla Backpack, then it turned to Badger, then it turned to Canvas badges, and then as engineers we realized that we would understand better all the things if we do one. So we designed an open badge issuer displayer portal, and in this new project we decided to develop it further and trying to deal with the parts of credentialization and badges which are not in the focus of the debate. And that was about one, which is more or less ready, that the American colleagues didn't deal too much with languages, and at the first glance we, at least for the project partners, we made it for multi-language. But we also realized that the stackability is not an issue, while there could be many things to do with stackability, which is namely the gamification area, what we can offer directly to the teachers, trainers, and not the university administration, because normally the credentialization is not in the classroom, it's somewhere else in the dean's office or somewhere. So we have now a new project, a second project, which is also called DISCO SMS Start. I don't know the name, it's just an abbreviation, but what we are doing with the partner is to develop courses to colleagues, teaching colleagues, how to use badges within the tuition process and not after, how to collect different digital credentials for a very small piece of learning. We also decided to go from 2.0 standard a little bit higher, so we developed this one as well. but it is more a methodological project than a technical one. Of course, this is a representation of badges. Sometimes I speak about this for people who are not familiar with badges, but you are not from this target. So we have this DISCO player. Now we would not say display airport, it's already a host, I think, but maybe Xavi would say how we call an application which is issuing and storing and doing many things with it. Host, let's say it's a batch host. And so there are different roles in it: earner role, verifier role. We have an assistant role, assistant to the issuer, and an administrative role. We also set the language. There must be a basic language, and then you can choose one or more different languages. We are using tabs, and of course the issuer have to translate all the things which are in the badge. Of course the host itself is multi-language, but our badges are multi-language if the issuer is choosing this option. Also, we realized that the badge standard is very basic. We didn't choose as sophisticated way as SURF, but we followed the EQF standards apart from traditional, what we call educational badge, but it is not educational because there you can also give some kind of participation badge as well. But we then decided to distinguish the higher educational badges, vocational educational badges, adult educational badges, and language badges, where the data set is different, and we were, with the data set, trying to help the issuer to fill out the data set, for example, in vocational education, the industrial sector, or the ESCO compatibility, or other things, while in language education we are offering the different levels of language exam system, which is more or less standard in Europe with A, B, C, and others. We designed a verification part. It is very embryotic, but every badge which is public, it is set by the valid owner. Somebody can rate and also comment on the badge, which could be good later by the human resources use. Of course, we can develop it further because you can rate the assertion badge, but also the badge class. Now we are at the assertion level, but we could do it in a badge class as well. And of course, we very basically programmed the pathway, the meta badge level, so that one badge is earned and another badge is earned, then a meta badge is automatically gathered. Of course, we can certify many other things that learning, but you all know this. Now the gamification part comes, which is highly relying on the stackability possibilities of the host. Our aim of this gamification thing is the motivation of the learners and to break down a longer learning path to very small chunks. And the motivation comes from the fact that some learners, students, are motivated by competition, and some others by just collection of different very nice small things. So loyalty point systems that we can build from this, or also some people like to have incremental awards systems, to see where am I now. Let's see the competition part. During trainings and beyond, apart from physically awarded medals, certificates, badges can be awarded that can be shared easier in digital environment. I've just seen research which showed that almost 90% performance raising was detected if the learners got those gamification possibility rather than just a note at the end of the learning. The smaller achievements like assignments, reports, quizzes, easy to reward with badge. In my country, in small children, we say this is a red point. The teachers give nice red points to the small learners. It is more like this. You get something, a token, a small thing, if you were successful. And in this way, the learners don't have to wait months for their dopamine boost, so when they get something. And in this level, badges are really small things that you can give, and that the teacher itself could issue it. And for example, in Moodle, it is quite possible, so it is not, they are not closed out from this part. While if you are going for micro-credentials, I don't think that the professor himself would issue it. Motivating different learner styles, which means that some like to be awarded by set targets, some like to be set their own targets, which is also a possibility. Some like to be awarded by tutors, some like to be awarded by peers. So open badge standard is open for programming all those, and you can give points, leaderboards, and awards as well. Just an example, for example, this language Duolingo is highly using those all those things with not open badges, their own programming. So they are motivated many times, and I see in the family that it works, that they look at the course like a concourse from the beginning. And right from the beginning, they want to know who are their competitors, and they want to know it from the beginning and during the course, but also sometimes they check back. So they got a number of points, and later they say, oh, I was the third in this. Okay, next week I do best and I go on the second rank. And they are quite good in it because they are feeding you back that the others spent half an hour more with this lesson or something like this. But also collective learners are quite motivated by just having big number of badges, big number of any kind of award. So the more points you give, the more satisfied they will be. So as open badge standard is defining the stackability, then the metadata is showing whether a badge is stackable or not. As a result, the stackability option badge is informing the earner the possible higher achievements by collecting the badges. And so we are not in the Duolingo ecosystem. In a university, it is something that good to know. Oh, there are 10 of this, and I want to gain more and more of this, because I was not listening in the course. I've just got a point, and then at home I'm realizing, oh, there are 9 other this kind of reward. The stackable badges may be defined and collected by the badge issuer. This is the way we always speak about stackability. So you are, let's say, a teacher and you can issue it. But if you think of it, we could also define our own on our targets, and I say, I would like to finish 3 management courses in the next year. And I could set in the wallet that I want to be signaled if I have reached my own target. Or I want to learn this month 100 hours. Please tell me if I am over with the badges with 100 hours learning. And the system could do it. And also, the host owner could give some stackable badges if the learner, for example, have reached a number of learning hours or 100 badges, and the host could send a signal that you are over 100 badges, or in our system you are the cleverest person because you have collected the most ECTS or something like this. So the stackability is not only on the issuer part, but it could be on the wallet part or maybe the administration part. We haven't started to program those possibilities, but we're keen on this. Of course, the application programmer is in an easy situation to collect, for example, the number of badges of somebody who was just uploading it. And what are the motivational aspects? This is I think, my wallet. Having reached some achievements can automatically notify a letter that you have received a badge. More achievements may generate new type of notification informing that you have 10 badges. Some portals like LinkedIn allow badges to display in the user profile. We have seen in the last presentation, somebody just maybe just showed how it goes. And we, in DISCO SMS project, which started in this November, we are intended to discover the methodological elements and possibilities to develop the necessary technological background in the next 2 years, which means that we would like to develop showcases for the teachers, how they could do all this gamification easily with open badges issued, for example, from our portal. Thank you very much for your attention.